There are no barriers to suicide. It doesn't recognize any age group, any gender, any socioeconomic level, no level of education, no religious or spiritual, ethnic group. It's everywhere. Natalie was very interactive with her father and I. I mean, she was very open, interactive, had tons of friends. She was involved with sports. She would come in here and just chill and crank some tunes and just draw and paint and sit on the wheel, pottery. And then she'd play and compose music. You know, just well-rounded young lady. Great, she had good grades, everything. And then we started noticing her pulling back from a lot of stuff. And she withdrew from her core group of friends and dropped back. She became sad, she became more isolated, and she did start cutting, and I didn't even notice the cutting for quite a while. And I'm really upset with myself for not noticing that, but she said, "Mom, I hid it very well." I'm just so grateful that she asked for help. And she did talk with her dad and I. I think she was pretty open with us, but after a certain point, she'd just come home and go right up to her room and hang out and sleep. You know, that's just screaming red flag right there. Ironically, there was so much forward thinking the days before she died. She was getting her license the next week. We bought a gallon of paint to paint her room. It's still downstairs. You know, we never did it. She was my only child. It's an incomprehensible loss. She spent a lot of time counseling kids, online or through texting, ironically enough. And the night of her funeral, there was a candlelight vigil, and over 300 some people were there. And that was when I realized, and I think her father realized too, we were amazed at how many people our daughter had touched and helped them feel that they mattered. And I think that was one of the most important parts of my acceptance of this situation, that she died through suicide. And it empowered me to kind of take this grief and turn it toward continuing what her mission was, and that was to give people a voice who didn't have a voice. And that's what Natalie's Light's all about. It's been almost a year and a half since she passed away, and several months afterward, a lot of her friends came and connected with me before graduation and asked if there's anything they could do to help. We started organizing the group over the last really 6 to 8 months, really regularly, and it's just taken off. So the mission of Natalie's Light is to prevent suicide through awareness. Our vision is to bring people together with resources to help them fill a purpose, or to live a purpose-filled life, to let them know that they matter. There's a moral injury once you've been exposed to trauma, whether it's war trauma, sexual trauma, being bullied, being cyberbullied. Natalie was cyberbullied. All these, they're traumas at different levels, but they affect everyone in their own unique way. I think once a kid or an adult reaches a point where they have a plan and they've convinced themselves that the world will be better off without them, or that they no longer wish to live, it's kind of like a black hole on the event horizon. If you reach that event horizon, there's no escape. But I think up until a certain point, suicide is preventable. If you see your next door neighbor or somebody else, they're struggling or whatever, you have to just break the barrier and just talk. Be there for them and let them know you care. Natalie was doing that as a 17-year-old, 16-year-old even. She was taking that burden upon herself because she knew that's what was needed. I have to believe that she's still working through this group and guiding us to reach other people. I'm passionate about that. I want to try to carry on her mission.